Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to our programming and web development session on 9th January. Today we are planning to have three shorter sessions which is very important so that you people understand the concept. Session number one, so we are trying to move with three things. You will be creating a console based application. That is point number one. You are trying to learn a compiled language. Okay, point number two. You people are learning a procedure oriented programming. Okay, all the three is combined here. And all of these things are combined. So we are trying to concentrate more on C and C++ language today. Okay. And in this, my primary goal of session one will be very simple program where you will learn how to very simple process. First, you should know how to take the input, then you should know how to process it, and then you should know how to give the output. Okay. This is the very basic thing what I'm planning to cover in session number one. We might not learn the technical terms initially, but purely it will be on the inputs like, just give me a second. Sorry, I was on mute. So today's agenda is that we'll be creating a console application, which is on a compiled language, which is procedure oriented programming. Majorly, I'm concentrating on C and C++. C++ falls under POP, but we'll treat it as a procedure oriented programming. My primary goal is to help you people understand input, process, and output, majorly on numbers, purely which is not decimal, dotted decimal also, positive or negative. And don't forget, we are working on this type and we have some learned some fundamentals in the previous one. What is the capacity of an int? What is the maximum value it can store? Having said that, now I'll jump into the program as usual. I'll try to create a folder and I'll be creating each and everything in a separate folder as and when we progress. So now I'm jumping into my Turbo C++ software. And before I jump in there, I would request everyone to be in the listen only mode. Q&A will be on the other. Okay, perfect. Turbo C++, and it should open completely in a full screen. If not, when you see this screen, Alt Enter. Alt Enter. Okay. Something is wrong. Let me check. Perfect. No problem. If it is not allowing for the full screen, let me quit it and let me try it again. No worries. If it is having the problem in opening in full screen, I'll not waste your time and my time. So I'll make use of this small window. I know it is too small, but still we'll try to see what better could be done. So as usual, I'll be going into DOS prompt first. CD Jan 2025. This is my folder. And from hereafter, I'll be creating one folder per day. MD09, CD09, this is my date. And now exit, Alt Fn, Alt Fa. This is my first program now to read an input and just to print it on the screen. As simple as that. I'll be writing one input program. So input one.c. I'll make it as full screen. Hash include stdio.h, void main, any number of lines in between, that's fine. Try to understand the typing style also. So when you try to write printf, many people write print, round bracket open, double quotes, type it, double quotes close, round bracket close, semicolon. My suggestion is complete the syntax first. Many people also do like this. I'm not telling it's wrong, just to make sure that we don't have any void main open, flower bracket open, write your program, then close it. You might lose the flower brackets. So that is the reason I usually type like this. First comes hash include. Many people type like this, stdio.h and then close it. My typing style is complete the combination. For example, void main, round bracket open, close, flower bracket open and close. Okay, this is the block. You can have any number of lines in between. Then comes printf. It's a function, round bracket open, close, semicolon. Okay, and then double quotes open and close, then type it. Okay, I want to ask the user, enter the number, as simple as that, very simple. And then comes scanf. Scanf comes with two parts. I don't have a variable. So first comes declaration, int with a variable name. As I was explaining in the previous programs, don't use a single lettered variable name. I've also explained the rules of it. You can have a variable like this, underscore a, int underscore a. Since it is a case sensitive language, both are different. Int a, comma a, they are different from each other always. Since it is a case sensitive language. Okay. So try to have a variable which is meaningful to your program. I'll go with now. Now, this is the program where I'm trying to help you people understand the input. It comes with two parts, double quotes, comma, or you can have it like this, comma. First, you should specify the format of data and the address of the variable. Okay, as you people have an address, every variable will also have an address. To know the address of that, you have to use the symbol called ampersand. Okay, to use the address, you have to use the symbol. Whenever we send a post, we will be not sending a post to Chandra Prasad. We will be sending the post to Chandra Prasad's address, right? That is the thing which you should learn here. Scanf will ask you to specify the format of the data, which is percentage %d. Now, I don't know what is percentage %d. That's fine. I'll give a right click on scanf. And here we have a detailed explanation here. You can see a huge list of information inputs, input fields, format specifiers. We call it as format specifiers. And here we have the symbol percentage, width, F and N type character. If you scroll down, you'll also know the type characters. Okay. Here comes the type characters. I know it's not easy to learn everything in one day. Let's concentrate on only one today, which is percentage %d. Decimal number, pointer to the int. This is what I'm typing, percentage %d. Percentage %d. Okay. So I'm just closing this window. Now percentage is specifying the format that you need to provide an input in percentage %d. Where it will be stored? This will be stored in the memory of variable number. Don't forget, variable is a memory and you have to store it in its address. This is the language C. What is printer? Function. What is scanner? Function. Why? It has a round bracket or a parenthesis. Now, how do you print it back on the screen? With the help of printer. Now you need two things. First, double quotes, comma, the variable name. When you're printing, you don't need the address. Remember, this is the address. Whenever you read it, it should be address of number. That is the way the language requests you. The given number is percentage %d. I'm done with my program. I'll save it. I'll compile it and I'll run it. So now it is asking for the number. Enter the number. With or without space, I'll give you the number 123. Fine. And don't forget, you have to see the output. Enter the number 123. The given number is 123. Very simple. I want to run the program again. That's fine. Run it. It will ask for the number. Don't forget, all the outputs is stored in your console application. This is black screen is known as console or command prompt. Enter the number. Now, if I give a value, which is 32,767 allowed, that is the maximum capacity. If I try to give a value like 45,123, sorry, this is beyond the limit of the memory capacity. This is the beyond the limit of the memory capacity. And if you see the output, it is telling that you're trying to store a value which is beyond its capacity. Like example, which I was discussing before, I'm trying to store 8 liters in Honda Activa to store the petrol. It is having a limitation of 4 liters. Don't store the value which is beyond its limitations. So you should also know the limit of the value what you can store. So this is how the program looks like. Now, what I'll be doing is I'll take the help of the program in the notepad, Turbo C bin Jan 2025-09, and here is my program. Let me explain this. This is my main function. This is my variable declaration syntax. First comes data type and then comes variable name, semicolon. And this is known as declaration statement. And then comes a printf, with or without space is fine. And this is known as function call statement. Function call statement. And this is also a function call statement. And I would like to explain scanf. Scanf comes with format specifier, comma, address of variable. It's tough to read it, so I'll just separate it by underscore address of variable. Okay. And at last, once again, it is function call statement. Now you know how to read an input, how to print an input. You know how to declare a variable, nothing but the memory. So printer, enter a number, right? And if you have seen my previous programs, we have also learned escape characters like slash and slash. So this is the percentage D known as format specifier. What is the format of data you are expecting? Okay. Perfect. Now with this first program in place, now I would like to do the same stuff in C++. Okay. So it's a bit different kind of language, but you'll learn it easily. The agenda is to learn how to read the input and how to print it. As simple as that. Now I'll be typing that program in the notepad here. Hash include IO stream input output stream.h void main, and now comes the variable int num1. And to print it in C++, you will be using the object here. I know it's not easy to learn the terminology, but it is very easy to type it. Cout, double S symbol, double quotes, semicolon. Enter the number. And you'll be using cin. The beauty of this tool is you need not have to specify any format specify, just specify the variable name. It will take care of the rest. Cout, double S assign, double quote, semicolon. Enter the number. Since the language is a bit different, you can also directly type the variable name. Okay. This is cin, this is cout. If you want to print any message, double quotes, which is known as string. Never forget, in programming language, double quotes always represents a string. Okay. Now I'll save it in the same folder. Turbo C bin Jan 2025-09 input 1.cpp C++ program. Since I'm doing both of them, both the editors, so I'll close these two programs and I'll go back to my Turbo C. Hoping that it will start again. Let's hope that it will start with a full screen. No, it's not. Let me take a background for you people. And let me close all of them first. Alt F dot shell, I always use this. CD Jan 2025 CD09 because all my programs are here. Exit. Alt F open my C program, C++. Now, if you look into this program, and if I run this program, you'll not find much difference between your C or C++ when it is executing. Enter the number 123. Go and see the output. Alt W, use the screen. It's good. If I run the program again, it's asking the number 12,345 within the range. That's fine. It will take the input and print it. I'll run the program again. I'll give 45,123. Once again, the same problem out of the range of the capacity. That is the reason you'll see minus 20,143, right? Out of the same thing in both the things. Only thing is the way we printed in C is different, and in this language it is different. Okay, perfect. So first thing is to know how to print, read and print it. That was my agenda. This is my C++. So this is an object. So technical terms, as I mentioned, we will learn it as and when we progress, because we have a lot to learn with respect to technical things. Since we know how to read, majorly my concentration is on numbers, which is int. We know how to take the input, process and output, and you will be always having a declaration first. This one. First comes your declaration, any number of declarations if you want. Printf, scanf and printf. And if you think that you need 100 variables, declare it. If you need 100 variables, declare it. Don't hesitate to declare the variables in your programming language. Always keep it simple. Make all your declarations first. Printf and scanf go hand to hand. And then based on your processing, you'll keep moving. Okay. Now with this, I'll be stopping my session number 1. because I just want you people to practice how to read the input and print it. Okay. For this, I'll be stopping the recording on session number 1. What did we learn today? In this session 1 is printf function, scanf function for C programming, cout object, cin object. Both are objects. Okay. Just remember that they are objects. These two are functions. These two are objects. Okay. These are functions and these two are objects. At least know some technical terms initially. Detailed understanding, you learn it because we have a long process to do. What is the next session? I'll stop the session number 1 and then I'll be recording the session number 2 to make it simpler and breaking it down. Console application, compiled and procedure with this two languages, input, process and output. That is what we are planning to cover today, in which I have explained how to read and print it in C and C++ program. Hoping that you will be covering that when you're watching this immediately after this. So I'll stop the screen sharing. I'll stop the record.